If you are under 18 and want to be an organ donor, indicate your choices when you apply for your driver's license and let your parent or legal guardian know. Because you are under 18, you may want your gift of life. You may want to give your organs to someone, and that's their true gift of life. But your parents may say, no, we don't want her to do that. We don't want him to do that. So your parents are still technically your legal guardian in many cases. The most hazardous time to drive your car is on the weekends, according to more than half of all crashes. The weekends are the most dangerous time. People are lit, they got their check, they are excited. So the weekends are the most dangerous. During driving after drinking increases your risk of a crash. Therefore, you should not drive after you have consumed any alcohol. We have a zero tolerance law in our state. Zero. You cannot consume any alcohol. If you do, you're running a risk of getting your license taken for years. But people still drink and drive. I don't understand. If a male and female weigh the same and consume the same amount of alcohol, the female's BAC will be higher. If you have been drinking alcohol, what is an option you should choose to get home? A, call for a ride sharing service, have a sober friend or family member take you home. No one should ever be driving under the influence in 2024. Implied consent law penalizes drivers for refusal to take the blood alcohol concentration test. You will have to blow into a device. It's a breathalyzer. It measures the amount of alcohol in your breath. You may have to pee into a cup, or a medical professional will have to take your blood. So those are the three ways. Teens who use marijuana can experience reduced physical performance. So you want to be at your peak. You're trying to get a scholarship. You're trying to impress someone. If you're taking those types of drugs, it's going to lower your performance. How can inhaling drugs affect the task of driving? They slow down a driver's decision making. Driving is about decisions. Do I speed up? Do I slow down? Do I change a lane? Do I lift off the gas? Do I let the truck pass me, then get behind them? Do I accelerate in front of the truck and get over to the right? You always have to make those decisions all the time. And if your mom and dad are telling you, okay, honey, it's clear, they're limiting your ability to think and be an adult. A drug recognition expert is trained to examine a person's pupils. Your pupils are dilated when you are under the influence of drugs. You can't hide that. So drug recognition experts are trained to look at how you walk, your breath, your eyes. Are you making weird movements? Can you stand up straight? Marijuana is a gateway drug. We talked about this. You need to remember this. Put a little gate and have marijuana on the ground. Marijuana opens the gate for harder drugs. It leads to a drug problem. If you're about to get into someone's vehicle and you see or suspect drug use, do not get in the vehicle. But because you're young, you're Gen Z, 15, 22, 23, you're young, I'll get in the car. You're making a wrong decision. You're scared to say no. Don't get into the car. A distracted driver may not see important traffic events such as a pedestrian crossing. This is why pedestrians are the most vulnerable. They'll walk out in front of you. You have to stop. The do not walk sign is flashing and they still walk. They walk right in front of your car. You have to give them the right of way. Distracted driving is defined as anything that takes the driver's attention away from driving. Your goal is to focus on driving. If your mom and dad are arguing, Mom, Dad, can you stop? Focus on me. I'm your daughter. I'm your son. They need to put you first. You have to be a little bit selfish if you really want to be a good driver. Regarding distracted driving, it is important that the driver always maintains their attention on the driving task. Driving, not tennis, not social media, not that you got a text from your friend about the party tonight. Wait till you get home. If you got to talk to him, pull over. Okay, I'll be there tonight. I got to do my homework. I got to go to work for a couple hours. I got to go to driver's ed class. Then I can go out. Driving requires full concentration in order to stay focused to avoid collisions. You heard the same question multiple times. Focus, concentration, distraction. This is how these state examinations are. I'm trying to give you a pattern. If you miss one or two questions, you're going to miss 4 or 5. And then you're going to be crying, I failed my test. You didn't study. Your light was off. You were looking up at the ceiling. You were playing with your poodle. Pay attention. Class is almost over, bro. Research indicates that being awake for 18 hours produces impairment approximately equal to a BSE of 0.05. If you stay up for about 18 hours, you're going to be driving as if you've had one drink under the influence. So you got to get your rest. But I have an AP examination, and I got to take care of my brother, and my parents work the night shift, and I got to get him up, and my cousin takes him, and then I got to get my... People don't care. We all have situations. Exceeding the speed limit, following too close, failing to obey traffic control examples are aggressive driving. Remember what I said, if your mom and dad drive a little bit fast, a little bit aggressive, you think that's normal in your mind. And then you wonder, how come my friends don't drive with me? And then your mother, dad gets a text, we just don't feel safe with Peyton. Or we just don't feel safe with Easton. Or we just don't feel safe with Autumn. Or we just don't feel safe. You get a reputation. She drives really fast. Honey, Mom, she's fine. Don't talk to her. You get embarrassed. I'm gonna go talk to her mom. No, you're not. Don't go out. Your parents always care about you. If you choose to be an organ donor, what is the cost to your family? There is no cost. Same type of question. You got to remember, people from the state, they're in some room somewhere. Ladies and guys have their PhDs, masters, driver's ed teachers. They talk. Let's put together 1,000 questions for 2024. Let's get some that deal with this. Let's get some drug recognition experts in. I'm giving you the real stuff. And if you don't know how to study, and if you think you can just walk in and take this, some kids do, but some kids fail. When driving at night, you do not have the advantage of color and contrast to aid in your visibility. Night driving is one of the most scariest things. Some of you still don't like to drive at night. I take Gen Zs, your age, out and drive at night. It's scary. Are you scared? I'm scared. You're going off to say, oh, I'm sorry. You're about to stop it. I didn't see the line. I can't see, I'm scared. This weekend I drive 6:30 to 8:30. I feel sorry for you. Brain power associated with decreases when the driver listens to someone talk. Tell your friend, stop talking to me. I'm trying to drive. Remember, the more friends you have in the car, the more likely you are to crash. A new driver requires approximately 5 years to develop and demonstrate the ability of average. Your Gen Z, 16, that's 26. 17, 27. 15, 25. It's going to take 10. No, bro, I'm good, man. I'm a boss. Well, if you're a boss, bosses don't talk, they listen. You don't listen to your dad. He's my stepfather. You don't listen. That's my stepmom. I live with my grandmother. I'm not listening to either of them. You going to listen to me? I like you. You tell the truth. I'm going to listen to you. The effect of alcohol begins with the first drink. The first drink will affect your ability to focus. A person's weight affects their BSC because the more a person weighs, the more blood they have in their body. So if you're a little skinny mama, when 120, you on the ground. If you're some bigger chick, big guy, 3 or 4 or 5 drinks, then you're still on the ground. The same result still happens. You're on the ground, but alcohol. And you can die of alcohol intoxication. If you've been drinking alcohol, what is the best option you should choose to get home? Sober, call a designated driver. If you're younger than 21 and operating a vehicle with any bodily alcohol content, you will receive 4 points. 4. And that will impact your driving record. And that'll make your parents' insurance go high. And they might say, you know what, honey, mom and dad have a good driving record. You work, we're going to take your name off of our insurance, and you're going to have to get your own. Some of your parents will do that. And now you're crying. Man, what happened to your car? My auntie needed it because she can't afford the car anymore because you're on your parents' insurance. Some of your parents are strong enough to do that. People who are driving with marijuana in their system tend to concentrate on one thing at a time. Driving is a multitask situation. The consumption of some specific drugs can be revealed through the examination of a person's pupils. Same question. Using drugs such as alcohol, marijuana, and tobacco open the gate. And that's not including those e-cigs, whatever people are doing. If a driver begins using drugs while they are already on the road, get out of the car as soon as possible. That's that peer pressure thing. A distracted driver may be able to look at the road ahead without seeing the traffic scene. The traffic scene, you're in school. The traffic scene is your teacher, your favorite teacher, your favorite coach, your principal. Kids running across, school buses, parents. You make a right turn or left turn out, you're going out through your school onto the main road. Now you have a light, usually at your school. You might have a dedicated right turn light or left turn light. It's yellow, it's red, it's green. You look, you check, you go. Then you get onto the main road. Now you got all this traffic. A distracted driver, I already said that. Which of the following distractions may likely cause a young driver to crash other drivers? We're not against being social. So you saying you didn't have friends? Yeah, I had friends in the car. But I'm trying to focus on driving it. Is everyone's seatbelt on? Door locked? 10 and 2, 9 and 3. I'm not trying to big pimp. I'm not trying to crash. I'm a young driver. Come on now. I'm a young driver. I'm not trying to crash. But the odds are against you, you will. Which of the following is the most effective way to prevent becoming distracted by a cell phone while driving? Activate the do not disturb. If you are near a suspected drunk driver, you should first establish more space between you and their vehicle to obtain information about the vehicle and call 911 because the drunk driver usually kills your mom, your dad, an innocent person. The drunk driver never, ever usually gets killed. And they may serve 3 years to 5 years for manslaughter. And your mom is gone. Your dad is gone. Your manslaughter. You didn't intend for them to die. They'll get 7 years, but your mother's gone. 7 years can't replace a life. Drivers under 30 are the group most likely to fall asleep. You're that Gen Z. You're staying up late playing video games. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Rainbow Six Siege, Halo Infinite. I'm better than all of you because I've been gaming since 2000. I'm better than all of you. I don't hear anyone talking because I put in work. Oh, you just play games all the time. I can if I want to, but I go to sleep early. If you encounter an aggressive driver, you should avoid eye contact at all costs. Avoid them. Choosing to be an organ donor can be done when you apply for your driver's license. If this brought you value, thumbs up and subscribe.